Hello. Oh, did I? I've gotta have one on my desk. Sure. Did I forget to grab one of the key components that I'm modeling this off of? God damn it. I did. That's fine. I've gotta know where, like, at least 2 of them are. Yep, okay. Don't worry, just had a dummy moment. Auto pusher. Ravens are love, ravens are life. Thanks, Bree. Also, hi, Bree is what I meant to say. I mean, thanks regardless, but fucking, what am I talking about? And I forgot the Raven over there. I'm very organized, very prepared. Will this be released? I don't know. I haven't even designed it yet. Give me a break. Okay. So, let's start off. So I got a Rayven that has been, modified. If you hear things rattling around, it's actually got big crystal clear parts in it, because he's such a painfully nice dude that he sent me an extra set and a half, when we did Gaben. But alright, so it's got a little bit of a burr on the outside. I don't want that interfering with my fit up, so we're gonna clear that little section up. Extra muzzle or triggers and rails. I think he sent 2 of everything, and then an extra muzzle and battery, or and jam door, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Although I am missing a rev trigger on this one, so it's possible he only sent me 1 extra of those, or 1 of those, I guess. Good thing you didn't need to go to the supermarket. That sounds like you saying you needed to go to the supermarket, and then I got in your way. Alright, so that edge is cleaned up. Now let's grab my calipers and start grabbing some measurements off of this. Oh. Okay, so this is 48 millimeters across. Right. Oh, I'm sure I've got a mag laying around here. If I have to get up and get another piece, I'm gonna feel like a real moron. And here I am feeling like a moron. There we go. Mag. We want the pusher to sit at the right height. So mag with a dart in it. Oh, I didn't. There's no spring in this. Am I a big dummy? Oh, right. The way the Rayven shell works, it has to be screwed together there. Now, I know that comes down on a switch, but I'm not entirely sure where that switch is. And the shell's screwed closed. Of course it is. See, I'm trying to figure out what I have to get rid of and what's necessary. So, for a sense of context, let me pull up what we're going off of here. Because I have a design in mind. So, the purpose of this, now that we have enough people here that I don't have to explain myself 8 times, so the purpose of this is, Ravens are, Ravens have a useless battery tray. Like, this is not good for a lipo. Yeah, so, oh crap, where is this? It's gotta be in this folder. There's so many. Alright, there we go. There we go. So, I don't know if you can see that. Open the Photoshop file. Oh, that's bizarre. Why is it not showing me layers? Was that to do with that error that I just... Okay, no, it's fine. Let's take out this background here. So, this shape is roughly based off of the, Zeus. Complete brain fart there. But, of course, we can do whatever we want to it, so... Since we're 3D printing it, we can change and modify it, but I really like the shape and I like the length. But this is going to mean that we can put in a rapid strike pusher, so you can do an auto conversion if you want to. And it's also going to mean that you can put a lipo in the back, because the bottom is going to be unscrewable, and you should be able to just slot a lipo in there. However, the Rayven is not wide enough to accept the pusher as is, so we're going to have to widen it out and give it a cheek rest. Let's come in there with a pair of snips. Let's go to my camera for now, just while I work. There we go. And I'm just going to come in here with my little snips and just sort of hack away at this plastic. Yeah. There we go. This is all going to get cleared out eventually, so I'm not worried about how nice it looks. I I just need a clear shot through. Oh, there we go. And that piece is out. And right up my skirt. I can literally touch the garbage bin if I lean over and I missed it. I think I might end up doing a lot of Mr. Nathaning on this stream, I think. So I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about this. Which is part of the reason why I've put this off for like a year. So I want to maintain... Actually, I'm entirely sure I have to maintain any of this. This top section here. I think I could probably just snip it right there, which might be the easiest way of going about this. Yeah, that might be the best route. Howdy, cat. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna chop off the ass end of this thing. Man, the Rayven just has a terrible... Like, it just... Like... And I was like, oh, well, I mean, of course it's gonna do that. It's not screwed together and it's clamped like this, but it is screwed together. Like, that's... If you hollow out the battery tray, would that give you enough space? No. Not even remotely. Not for a decent-sized battery. I mean, Gavin runs that setup, right? Like I have a 3S in Gavin, and I've seen people run some 2Ss before, but they're still really tiny batteries, and they don't last a full day. And, like, when I run Gavin, I literally keep my LiPo charger in my battle pack, so that, like, when we stop to have lunch at a restaurant, I can, like, pull it out and, like, find an outlet and charge it, because it's just not good enough. Right, I'm looking for my saw. So let's, further destroy a Rayven. Surprised there aren't more custom Nerf batteries. Well, Out of Darts got the 2S that people really like. He got it made in with an XT60 on it, but that's the closest thing to like a custom Nerf battery that we have. I mean, to be fair, we're still using brushed motors. Like, the majority of the hobby still uses brushed motors, and that's, like, they're simple, but they're not good. Like, no offense to anyone watching who manufactures motors. I'm sure if you know enough to manufacture motors, you know enough to know that I'm right. Thanks for dropping bribe. Thanks for dropping bribe. Nope, can't do it. Broke nerfing. Hello. Goodbye. Alright, we're almost through, I think. Ooh, we might be through. Completely cut out the battery tray so there's nothing left. Would that be enough room for the auto pusher to fit? What? What? The battery tray's here. And the magazine goes here. In fact, the battery tray is almost perfectly in line. It is. It's perfectly in line with the magwell. So how would cutting this off help you at all? Trouble with fitting an auto pusher isn't so much the battery tray, but the inside of the shell. Yeah, I mean, like, the auto pusher needs to go in the back of it. Somebody's gonna get mad at me for this, but at some point, we are going to have to design the back end of a Rayven. Even if it's only just, like, the simple bits. We have some rival motors. I think Taruk found them. Not that I have any affiliation with Taruk. On the off chance that my new friend Winston is watching, and you ever want to hang out and chat on stream or otherwise, let me know. I mean, right now this is not something that's super your field, but... Come on. How is this not through yet? Like, I don't understand where this is supposed to be. It should be through. Do you have the L-shaped gearbox I sent to you? I don't know what the one... I don't know if you sent one to me. You might have. But... yeah, you must have. But I do have some of them laying around. Yes. I'm not going to be using them for this build, though. Because... I like rapid strike pushers better. And... like one of these? Because I got a bunch of these laying around. Hey. The motors in Pandora should probably be fine. It's the pusher motor, which you insist on using a stock Hyperfire pusher in. That thing's gonna fry. In fact, when I was testing it, it randomly let out a puff of smoke. And it's fine. Probably. It still works. Like, I played through, at, Detroit Dark Club. Sorry, complete brain fart. I played with it at Detroit Dark Club, and it worked fine. But that motor let out a big puff of smoke. For no reason me or Brian could figure out. And that was running on 3S, not 2S. So you are going to kill that. So if you are changing that motor out, I tried to make it as easy as possible for when you have to, because you will have to. But you're going to have to make sure that you carefully reconnect everything, because there's more than one wire going to each terminal on the pusher, just because of how it has to be wired for the braking. Is there any advantage to using the Rapid Strike style pushers as opposed to printed gear modified straight pushers? Sector gear designs? Yeah. So sector gear designs put a lot of wear on the system, and they work, technically, but there's a damn good reason that everyone that actually makes these professionally and, like, has experience in engineering has gone away from sector gear designs and has started making essentially something much more similar to the Rapid Strike yoke style pusher. It's just better. In pretty much every way. It puts less wear on the system. And it should give you better fire control as well. I believe brushes will be adopted when there are more ready-made parts available, like pre-made, pre-programmed chips, pre-flash ESC, where people can just buy and install. I really hope you're right, Tungsten. Also hi, Tungsten. I 100% hope that you are correct. I can't say that with certainty that I agree with you, but again, I really hope that that's the case. So, somebody asked earlier if I plan to release these. I haven't finished designing it, so I'm not exactly in a great position to say that, but at the moment it's looking like no, at the very least, because it's not going to be a drop-in kit. Like if I do release this, it's going to be like, okay, here's your 4-part video series on how to properly install this component, right? This is an integration with a part that doesn't exist yet. Like, it's not, you know, cut here and here and glue it on. This is going to be an effort. I'm going to pull out the screws on this. And as unfortunate as it is, supporting products that you release is a real task. Like you can't just brush it off by saying, okay, I'll release the files, and then that's it, right? Like, you release the files, and then, you know, for the next 3 weeks, you troubleshoot everyone's problems, and then, you know, like, every 6 months somebody comes to you with a massive problem, or like, every couple weeks somebody messages you and complains about something, and it's... With something this complicated, with this much to go wrong, it's not looking like it's something I would want to do. Because, yeah, a lot of my parts are designed to be integrated as smoothly as possible, which means no drop-in stuff. So, sorry. Okay, maybe I can actually see where this came through. Oh, it's like right behind that rib. That's why I couldn't see it. It's like almost in line with it, to be honest. Although, if I do really well... Is there a full auto kit for the Rayven that you can buy that doesn't require a major shell modification? Probably. I mean, I know that people make them, I just don't know if they sell them. I know, like, Atch Attachments had one for a while. I seem to recall it was pretty okay. God, I hate the Rayven shell so much. It's just so poorly designed. Uses a sector style pusher I was asking about. Yeah, exactly. There's none that use rapid strike pushers, as far as I'm aware. Come on. Okay, so I have a theory on how I'm going to model this to make it as easy as possible for installation. Because there are a couple people that have reached out to me and asked me to make these for them as well, and one of them just got a 3D printer, so I'm going to make him make it himself. There's one on Thingiverse made by Ryan from Make This Battle. Yeah, he made one. I don't know if it ever worked, but he made it. Like, I never saw a functioning version, but Ryan made it, so it should be at least semi-decent. Ryan's a pretty good designer, even if we disagree at times. Most of the time. Almost all of the time. Also, obligatory patreon.com/Kotek. That's appreciated, Panda. Okay, so the top small line is where this cut has to go. Part of me is really tempted to do it with snips because I'm so fucking lazy. Yeah, so I'm cutting right through a rib on this side, which is why it wasn't going through properly. Oh, don't you love that fucking sound? So ideally, I'll be able to make this in a way that it covers these seams decently, so that your cuts don't have to be perfect. Because your cuts will never be perfect. Sorry, that's just how it goes. Alright. Come backwards with this, and then... Okay, we're going through that rib. I don't know if you guys can see anything I'm doing. I recall he's made the claim that he designs better whilst under the influence. I believe that. Hello, Lilith. And we're through. Gotta be. Yep. Alright, and then the rest of these cuts, at least on this side of the shell, I'm going to make with snips. Because it doesn't leave as clean of a result, but I have better control over it. Which sounds counterintuitive, but shockingly isn't. Come on. Get out of there. Unless I have to come in with snips to free my saw. That would be obnoxious, but might end up being the case by the... Oh, no, there we go. Oof, that's rough. So those paintball mods I've ever seen. bonfire with rum in the hand. Yeah, that's fair. I have to admit, I'm not typically one for doing much under the influence, but tell you what, when I am a hell of a designer. Like, I have some pretty fantastic ideas on the rare occasions that I do decide to drink or something. He's just not sharp enough for, like... Alright, I'm gonna grab a different pair of snips and see if those ones just aren't sharp enough to do the trick. I don't know why, it's kind of mushing the plastic a little. Nope, it's doing the same thing here. Which is good, because that means that my snips aren't... I mean, I know my snips are garbage, but... Hey, you know in Discord we were talking about plastic deformation versus... That's your plastic deformation. It's bent and it's fucked. As opposed to it's bent and it springs back. I'll clean this up in a minute. There we go. Piece of Rayven removed. Now I just gotta clean up that cut. Come back in with my snips, and boom! There we go. Alright, let's see how this pusher fits in now. Poorly. Did I do something wrong here? I must have. There's no way that's right. Are we listing reasons why the Rayven shell is a piece of garbage? Because it is. I love it, but it's shit. Obligatory joke about your problematic fave or some bullshit I don't understand. God, I'm at the point of old where I just don't understand people's jokes anymore. This is bad. This is real bad. You know what? I might have a solution. Okay, I'm gonna post the link. There is a yoke-style auto pusher kit printable from the Thingiverse. I know there's a few, but I haven't seen any that actually work nicely. I mean, that's not to say that the one that you link won't work nicely. It's just I have not seen one that works nicely. I even designed one, and I never printed it because I'm fucking lazy or something. Alright, so that's 93 millimeters up from the bottom. Maybe it'd be better to go from the top on this one. No, it's not. Might have to wing this. Unless that... no. It's like, ooh, did Hasbro do me a favor? Of course not. Why did I even say that? Alright. If we go that far down on this line, it should get us in the ballpark. Alexa, lights on.
Okay.
Alright, I can actually make out where that line is. Just barely. Yeah, there we go. I love that splintery goodness you get at the end of your snip cuts. Come on. The light commands cage can handle Michelle 2.0s. Yeah, I mean, if it's standard 130s, it should be able to handle whatever. That's definitely at some kind of angle. Which means I definitely screwed up. The stupid Rayven shell doesn't come apart properly and doesn't go together properly. Like it... The shell is literally banana-shaped. Like, from the side. Or from the front or back. Like, it looks like a banana. Alright, now let's get this blade out. I'm just gonna rough out this chunk here haphazardly. Seriously, Hasbro. What the fuck is your deal? The Rayven is like... It's like it was designed by an intern. An intern with really good ideas. Not a lot of experience. Like mounting your main motor assembly. Kind of a mouthful to say. Mounting your main motor assembly by just like loosely placing it on a couple of pillars, like come on, what is that? Like the cage doesn't even screw in. It's like, hi, here's this massive source of vibration. Just make it free floating. Not even like suspended free floating. Just like whatever, it can rattle around. Who cares? Alright, Alexa, lights off.
Okay.
Might explain why it's as loud as a dental drill on AAs. Yeah, you're not kidding. It's gnarly. Like, part of me really wants to make a video about why the Rayven is a piece of crap. She says, while struggling to make a stock Rayven shell fit together. After cutting off most of it. Still doesn't want to fit. What's impacting here? Padding that area should dampen the noise level. Maybe. I mean, I've never personally tried it. So Ed, this stock... I know Ed's going to be watching this later. This stock is going to be a little too long, but there's not much I can do about that if I'm being honest. Geez, I'm starting to wonder if we're going to actually get to any 3D modeling today, or if it's just going to be all shell work. I gotta put the pieces back in. Pull the shell apart, hear it awkwardly break open. Make it clack closed again. God, that's not a healthy sound. Alright, let's trim that piece. Not particularly necessary. 100% have to lose the jam door lock. There's no way around that. I am gonna have to do some real work on this to make it even fit. Because if you look here, right, these screw ports just barely don't want to fit. So you're losing the length of those screw ports. Which is unfortunate, because if you had that extra length, it would probably fit pretty much fine. Although I could probably get a little bit of extra clearance by trimming out this shell piece. That'll help. Just threw it. Just threw it right across the room. Rayven is a great blaster with nothing other than the short stock, and small trigger well, and loose jam door, an awkward carry handle, and a weird battery tray. I thought you were being genuine for a minute there, and I'm like, I will fight you on this. Honestly, it's not even any of those things that bother me. I mean, the ergonomics, like, I mean, carrying Gavin around all day is not great on my shoulder. But, can even get past that. It's the other things that really piss me off. Like the design decisions that they made. Alright. Let's trim out a little more. I mean, we're designing a printed piece for this that's probably going to extend down that far anyway, so we've got a lot of material we can lose. It's just the core design from an engineering standpoint that felt good. The poor design from an engineering standpoint that bothers me. Like the fact that there's not enough webbing in the shell, so it squeaks and clenches when you squeeze down on it. And they make up for that by just putting screw ports everywhere. It's like they just put screw ports on the locations where it was the weakest instead of actually beefing up those areas. So you got like screw port there, like this one here. I mean, I probably would have put one here anyway, but like, come on guys. I was gonna say you can do better, but I'm afraid that might not be my genuine belief. Hashtag roasted. Alright, I'm gonna grab a Rapid Strike and then see where the pusher sits on a stock Rapid Strike. I don't even like Rapid Strikes anymore. I mean, like, they're cool and all, don't get me wrong. It's just like, whatever. I like the pusher, and that's all I care about. It's so high. Alright. Alright, let's lock that in place. Also, the mag release is designed by a fucking monkey. Alright. Yeah, so if we go too much lower on this, the bottom of the pusher is going to catch other darts. So we're going to have to trim up. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm releasing this. This is too much work to install. Nobody is going to bother with it, and the only people that will bother will then complain. So, not getting released on Thingiverse. And the East Coast Kansas. Any Nerf Wars. Yeah, I don't know if Jack still does wars, but he's, Nova Scotia. He's a cool kid. We hung out at one point. A couple times, actually. Cool kid. Yeah, boom. There we go. Alright. Okay, so let's do it in cross-section. Oh, you guys actually have a pretty good view of that. Alright. So... gonna have to cut out a decent chunk of this. Which is unfortunate, because I actually like that rib placement. It just doesn't work with this pusher. Doggo smells the food. Did you send food? Should I go upstairs and get... Is there... I haven't gotten a phone call yet. So if there is food, I'm currently unaware of it. Oh, there it is. Alright, I'm gonna run and grab that. Thank you, Pan. Hello? Yes. Oh, okay, the side door. So on the left. I'll be right there. Bye. Oh my god, I don't know what this is, but it smells good. There's like, this is like biggest motherfucking bag. Looks like cutlery. What is this? Let's see. Oh, it is miso soup. Various things. I'm really not entirely sure what that is. Looks fucking good. Oh, those look good. You know what? I actually think this is just a guess. Yeah. Milo ordered from these guys last night. I had some. It was really good. Oh. Oh. Yeah. I bet that looks fucking good. It looks good to me. I haven't had good galbi in years. That is good galbi too. Thank you, Panda. This is delicious. I'm gonna get myself some milk that doesn't have Oreo cookie bits floating in it. I don't want to know about your thick sausage. That's disturbing. Oh my god, this is good. Alright. I can't do shell modification one-handed. And I'll be fucked if I'm letting this get cold. So let's swap over to CAD. And start modeling the back half of the Rayven. Okay, so basically, what I want to do here... God damn, this is good. What I want to do here is, the Rayven, if you look at it and snip at it a little, it has a distinct profile. So this this angle, this looks like it's about a 45. I'll measure it to be sure. Then a drop here, and that drop goes all the way down to a rotation here. So all we have to do is get this profile imported, and then we can design around that based on measurements of how far in we want it to go, etc. Because we've effectively cut away all of the stupid little bumps and whatever. At some point, I may want to grab one of my Zeuses and get some measurements off of that. But to be totally honest, no part of this has to actually be a Zeus. Like, I kind of want it to look like a Zeus because I like the way that that looks and I like the way that the two shells work together, but I'm using the wrong hand for this. Thanks for stopping by, Corv. Oh, I have miso soup too. God damn. Okay, so we're looking at the front right now. So, oh fuck. Gotta go watch Primer. That's not exactly a little bit of light viewing material. Okay, so I want this to be more or less centered. Although it is tempting to center it around the bore. That would be kind of a pain in the ass, though. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Don't mind me, just got a Rayven and a piece of Galbi in... What's that? My flowers. There they go. There they are. Here we go. It's a me. Difficult to do one-handed. Okay, so what do I think? That's 18.5. And then we want to subtract like approximately half of the width of that hole. Keep in mind that it's a little large. 2. So we said that was 18.5, if I line that up down. Yeah, okay, so 18 and a half. Something's not right there. Oh, because it doesn't quite line. 20 and a half. Okay, so 19 and a half is what we're looking at. And that should center the top on the board. 19.5. I don't know what you're using a micrometer for. But if it's for Nerf stuff, I have used a pair of $20 calipers from the start. And it's fine. I mean, it's not like incredible, but you don't really need incredible. Like, even if you're doing really high precision stuff, you don't need incredible. High precision by Nerf standards is like, you know. And a set of mics won't get you what you, like, again, if you're doing Nerf stuff, if you're measuring Nerf shells, you're better off with a pair of calipers rather than a pair of micrometers. At least in my opinion. But there are some talented machinists out there, so I won't. Yeah, you're young. Did I just do something horribly wrong? Because I'm getting 48 millimeters there. And then when I split the shell in half, unless it's like super duper asymmetrical. Okay, no, that's 24-ish. 24 and a half, which is concerning, admittedly. Hello from Canada to the Netherlands. That's bizarre. Okay. See, since today is apparently the bitch about the Rayven stream, like, is the shell like 1 millimeter asymmetrical, or because that would be a pain in the ass? Am I just getting this measurement wrong? No, okay, it's 49 if I don't squish it down with my calipers. So 44 and a half based on each side. Yeah, okay, so 49, and then that makes 24.5 for both sides. Okay. I'm confident in that at this point. God, ravens are beautiful. Well, they have their moments. But oops. This is going to be a difficult measurement to get. I'm trying to think. See, I've had an idea for a flared Rayven Magwell for years now, but I'm trying to think if I've ever had a problem reloading. Like missing the... Because if not, like, why bother, right? But... it's a good idea. By Hasbro's standards, yeah, ravens are gorgeous. Okay, that's 118 dead on. Oh, you know what? Now that is a clever idea. Okay, so that's 118 too. And then we measure the depth here. Not like that though. There's a burr there that I need to take down in order to get... Didn't say they weren't a pain in the butt to modify. Yeah, I mean... the Rayven has a lot of issues, spanning a large variety of topics. Aesthetically, there are some things that bother me, but by Hasbro standards, I like it a lot. Okay, so 118 minus, I'm gonna guess this is like 1 or maybe 1.5. One. Dead on. I mean, yeah, like, Hasbro designing blasters based on somebody else's work, you know. We want to go down 117, and then back in. So that's really, like, the super basic shape, right? Like, this is the rectangle. So we need to add the chamfer on the top. If I can actually see where the hell it starts. Okay, that looks like it's 8 mil, and then we can just hope to God that this is 45. Of course it's not. Yeah. No, of course not. So this is 7. 7 in, and really hard to see what the hell I'm doing. There we go. Using my monitor backlight to find so 8 ish. Nah, it's fine. 8's fine. So what was that? 7 by 8? Was the size of that chamfer? Nope. 6 by 8. 6 by 8. Alright. So let's come in. Six, and then down 8. Right? And then pow, pow. There. Okay, so that's the top section, right? So fucking good. Thank you very kindly. Alexa, lights on. I know how badly that swamps the camera, but... Okay, I have a solid theory on how to get the accurate radius off of this. I need to not be eating Galbi, though. It was heavenly. Alright. So, what we need to do... Honestly, figuring out how to take measurements off of things is half the battle a lot of the time. Like, because getting precise measurements off of parts that are shaped funny on the first try is very difficult. And a lot of people just, like, bullshit their way through it. Like, just guess and check, basically. And don't get me wrong, that works, but you save yourself a lot of time if you don't have to make a prototype every single time. Crap. Had it. So, I'm using the calipers to create a flat, parallel surface. And then finding the point where it stops making contact. And then making a mark there. And so that shows where the start of the curve is. And then, once you have where the start of the curve is, which I've just now marked out in gold, You can take your calipers and measure down to that point, which is there, 14 millimeters. So now I know that curve has a 14 millimeter radius. So I can just type that in, boom, done. So that is the profile on the back of the Rayven. Alexa, lights off. So this is your center bore, where your barrel goes. So that's like, if I want to throw a circle in there, that's, what is it? It's like 13.5 millimeters for a dart. There you go. So now we need to start looking at approximate shapes here. Basically where you want the pusher to sit, how you want it centered on the dart. So I'm going to say I want the bottom of this lip to line up with the bottom of the dart. So then we're looking at making a box that is 17 millimeters tall. Pretty much dead on too. So let's stop the sketch and then go to a new sketch. I just want a box, honestly. No, okay, we want a line that comes down, so it's 13.5 divided by 2, so that's 12.75, or 6.75, sorry. Brain mixing numbers. And then a box that is how wide? However wide this is, divided by 2. So that's 61 millimeters. Again, like dead on 61 millimeters. Like depending on how hard I squeeze my calipers, I get anywhere from like 61.03 to like 60.96. So that's dead on. So that's 30.5 right there. And then 17 tall. So that's our pusher box. This is the room that we have to make for that. Okay. Let's pull in a canvas on that axis. And we are going to use what do I think? There's a couple different options here. This one's probably the easiest visibility. I want this side to have the screws on it. So I want this flipped. I want it flipped in that axis. And then scaled up pretty dramatically. And we'll calibrate this, but for now, that looks pretty much dead on. So that's a little large, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem. See, I don't know how to calibrate this because it's like weirdly shaped. Alright, let's do this properly. Okay, so let's calibrate this by saying yeah, we got this. So we're not going off of this exactly. But let's measure from here to here. So that's 117. Did not remember that number. So then we calibrate our canvas by going down here, picking that spot there, and then the top here. And then saying 117. And then we lower it like 2. Oh, did I nail that or did I nail that? That was a great guess. So, yeah, looks like it's roughly aligned with the top there and with the bottom there. So that's the back profile of a Rayven, essentially. Now we're extremely simplifying this, which is fine, but we're not going to model anything from the Rayven that we don't need. Just, I'm putting that out there. Admittedly, probably more for my sake than for yours. Because if I let myself, I'll model the entire thing, and y'all know it. Like everyone knows I'll do that. Okay. drop this in place. That's a speedy doggo upstairs. It's Hudson. He's a great dog. It's a fucking spectacular dog. 3D printed Rayven. Fuck off. Somebody actually designed a Rayven model. And I mean, like, it's not super accurate, but it exists. I think their theory was if people want to cut up a Rayven, they can download that. But of course they didn't hollow it out, so it's not really integrationable. It's not really in two halves either, so... I mean, if you wanted, you could fix that, but... that would involve a decent amount of effort. Not as much effort as designing an entire Rayven shell from scratch, but you know what I mean. But think of all the bits you could refine on the Rayven if you modeled the whole thing. Fuck you! I say while eating the delicious meal you've sent to my house. But also, fuck you! Don't tempt me, I'll do it. You all know I will. I want more food. Goddamn. I can fix the trigger, the stock length. Well, I mean, I'm fixing the stock length right now. Oh, there were chopsticks. A polite person probably would have used the chopsticks rather than tearing into this with my bare hands. Excuse me, I want this miso soup so badly right now. Is this miso soup? I don't think it is. Is that a big piece of onion? Potato. Okay, I didn't expect that. Oh my god. I forgot there were like fucking dumplings underneath this. Okay, so probably pork broth with some potato and green onion. That's evil. You can't say things like that. I'm not doing it. I refuse. First things first, fuck you. Second, I have to go grab a Rayven box because I just had a thought. Oops. Nope, okay, alright, we're safe. It's fine. It's fine. We're all good. We're safe. I don't have to do anything stupid like model a whole Rayven. So my theory that I just went to check is if the Rayven Fire, or really any Rayven I guess, had a render on the back that was orthographic, so just 100% flat on across the entire thing, you could take a picture of that, or better yet, scan it, calibrate it, and then... See, how would you do that? You'd probably want a ruler on X and Y, and then calibrate your ruler in both dimensions, calibrate the size of it, like image versus actual blaster. And then you could use that as a reference point to get your general shapes and angles off of, and then... I'm not scanning inside of half the shell. So... The thing about 3D printing shells is because I designed my shells to be, like, printed flat, like so, you can't have anything protruding past the center line. However, when Hasbro does its injection molding, lots of little things come past the center line, so that becomes a bigger problem. So if you wanted to do that, you'd pretty much have to sacrifice a Rayven by going through and taking any piece that comes past the center line and just chopping it straight off. And then if you had a scanner that was large enough, you could do it. God damn, I'm like a professional or some bullshit. Alright, I'm gonna give myself some extra room here and measure. Nope, gotta go the other direction because it's asymmetrical. 82 millimeters, front to back, is the center area. So that's the center portion, or like this is the main portion of the auto stock. I'm gonna turn off this grid. Now, I'm modeling this oversized, extremely intentionally, because I want to make sure that damn, I could make this much smaller if I was designing it. Oh no. I could design a Rapid Strike pusher reshell. Like a pusher reshell. So you drop the internals of the Rapid Strike pusher in. I mean, I'm not going to, but I could. Okay. Now I have to get the screw port locations, but that's not a big problem, because I do want to take advantage of the existing screw ports and set it home like that. Alright. Okay, so let's measure the offset. Come on. is that, like 8.5 mil? $8 mil and then 21 under that. I'm starting to get the feeling that it might actually be easier to just model the pusher box. Like to do it properly, rather than try and get half-assed measurements out of it. Okay, so it's 96 to the back. Turn off this canvas just to make things easier. Okay, 8.5. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that is 82. And we decided that it was 90 something? 96 to the back? Yeah, 96 to the back. So that's 14 forward from that point. And then 21 down. And then that has a radius, because it is technically a rounded part. $26.5. Boom. So let's trim off that and that. And the rest of this can be deleted. Oh, actually I should have trimmed that as well. Alright. So that's roughly the shape of an auto pusher. Push that back to there. Who's pushing the auto pusher? So let's mirror this body and then combine. And so that gives us a rough shape of the pusher box. It's not right, but it's pretty close. Ed, I hope you watch this far. If you do, I want your opinion on that length of the stock. Because it looks a little long to me in hindsight. I think you meant Alphabet Trooper. Yeah, okay. That's awesome, Razor. Yeah, that's looking like it's about the right size, like compared to the pusher. If you're not adding a barrel and foregrip, it shouldn't be too bad. Well. I mean, there is this. Which I have partially done, and I'm sure you... I know you've held it, actually. That's what I originally designed this stock for. Okay, I actually do think it's important to get, like, the actual size here, right? Which I knew was gonna make some people angry, but... fuck it, I do what I want. Hair. Actually looks like it's pretty much dead on. Yeah, 78.5. That's right. Okay. So let's find the center of this. Hello. Hold on. Canvas. 78.5, we said, right? So 0.5 divided by 2. 39.25. I lied. No, actually I have to... Right? Does that look right? I mean, I know I'm missing the screw ports, which I should add in, but... Oh, that'll probably help. So this is 55 wide, so that's 27.5. Seven in from that, and the center is 5. So 5 down, 7 in from the side. Where's the side sketch? Yeah, see, I told you, we'd end up having to model the entire thing anyway. Hook it here. It's like 27 back and 20 back, which would make this 7, 8. Okay, so my measurement was wrong. Back. It's like the start of that. No. $27. Okay. $2.5 up from the bottom. $23 back. $2.5 plus half of 8, so 4 is 6.5. And then 19 back. And then let's go to the next one. And then subtract 8 from that. And we can get both of the locating pins on the side. 24, or 44. So 36. So subtracting 2 times 1/2 the radius. Or diameter. Or something. That's gotta be wrong. There's no way that's right. How did I fuck that up? So center to center, that should be 36. Oh, 26. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. You know what? That still looks wrong. It's because it is wrong. Definitely, right? This is 3 millimeters, so... Yeah, that's way wrong. How did I fuck that up that badly? Three back from the front of this. Right? No! Oh, fuck. Yeah, that would do it. 23. 23 there. And then 36 here. Wow, I really fucked that up, didn't I? That gives us our locating pins. And then this is... what is it? Four back and 7 in, I want to say. Yeah. So... 4 plus 3 is 7, so 7 and 7. And then these screw ports are like 7.5. That's like 1000% wrong. I know that's wrong. Yeah, those need to be That's the 7. Oh, that's the 4. Okay. I got that wrong. So 7 plus 3 is 10. So we're going 10 in here. And then 4 in here. And then this is 7.5. And then if you assume that gets rounded out a little. That looks about right. That looks close enough to right for our needs. And then let's get rid of that. Oh, okay, did not like that. That's fine, we can just put those fillets back. Feels a little wrong to me, but not wrong enough that I'm gonna get upset about it. Like maybe that's actually like 4.5 back in. Would probably be enough to throw. It is. It's 4.5. All right. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, so then let's delete this and this. Oh, and it's gonna make me put those chamfers on again, isn't it? Why do I do these things to myself? There, so now we have a rough model of the Rayven auto pusher. Or rapid strike auto pusher, or whatever. Okay, so let's bring back that canvas. So it's definitely longer than ideal. I'm happy to shorten that down a little. But a certain amount of that does have to be used by the, like the battery tray and the pusher. So okay, so what do we need to do from here? Okay, let's make things a little easier by coming in and hollowing this to make it a little more representative of the actual shell. So, what's the actual shell like? Question 2. It's like 1.6 mil thick. 1.75 on this side. Thanks, Hasbro. Great tolerances. You know. Okay, that's 1.5 on this side. $1.75 on this side. Fuck's sake, Hasbro. Like, there's not even a burr. Like, I've deburred both sides of that. And it's still wrong. We're gonna go with 1.75. I'd rather go a little too thick rather than a little too thin. 1.75. Excuse me. I think I need a Zeus. Yeah, okay, so I gotta find a Zeus. So, I know where both of mine are, roughly, but not exactly, so... Alright, I'm gonna move everything that could go horribly wrong as I do this. Oh, and it sounds like something's going horribly wrong anyway. Oh, there it is. Come on. we go. Zeus acquired. Does she read the chat? Never. I've never done it once. I will never do it, ever. $50. That's a nice, easy number. So, just to give us a concept here. Ha! Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Okay. So the lipos that I was planning on using, we have to make sure that they are going to fit in the stock. So here's one here. That's not the exact one I was planning on using, but I can get a rough measurement off of it. Or, better yet, cram it in the back end of this and... Yeah, there's plenty of room there. Gonna lose a bit. Yeah, okay. So this battery, which I'd be happy to run, it's a 1 amp hour 3S, 130 burst, so it should more than handle what I'm going to be running through it at the very least for HVZ. And this guy, oh yeah, that's no problem. That does mean we might lose the lighting functionality, or at least a majority of the lighting functionality. Unfortunately, that's just how it has to go. Yeah, okay. I can live with that. There have been worse things. I'm just thinking about how I want to go about this. How much I want to shorten the stock down. If I want to go into Photoshop and physically change that to change my my canvas here. And this dream feels like Thunderdome. Yeah. You didn't ever make it to Thunderdome, did you, Chris? I gotta say, this is working out better than I could have expected. I'm happy about this. Like, I mean, I know the sizes matched up roughly in my head, but this is, like, pretty dead on. Let's go back behind that, and then we'll look at what these radii are. Honestly, I want to say like 4. Yeah, that's probably 4. Yeah, okay, so all right, let's just go at this, right? That gives us a little bit of a radius on the inside, and then oh, okay, well that's that then. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is a little okay, we're calling this shell thickness 1.75, so 32. Yeah, we'll do 32, and then if we need, we can cut out a little extra from that area where it locks into the shell. That's not a problem. So this is going to be a new body. And then we're going to just sort of experiment with this cheek rest and see where we can get it. Like, and how to get to a point where we like it. Probably want 2 distances. So there's your shell. I really don't want to come down much further than that. We do though. Yeah, we definitely do. And we're just gonna hope this works out, I guess. Jeez, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah. Like, part of me is tempted to pull it out even farther to give myself a little more wiggle room. No, 20 is too much. Actually, 20 might be about right on this. Although, like, since the only bulge in the pusher is, like, it's mostly up here, and then there's a little bit down here. So if we make it all the way down there, then I can see that being an issue. However, if we want to just, like, fucking... Yeah, 15. Okay. 32. So that means we want to go back to get 15 remaining. We want to go back 17? No. Wrong side. Damn, that was good. 17. Part of me really wants to match that angle, but then if we do that, you see the problem. We could always kick the cheek rest up a little bit. Okay, I got a Rayven over here. And I'll just see where my face wants to sit on it. And then we can sort of determine the height of the cheek rest. I wish there was something right there. It's actually not far off, but I wouldn't mind it being a little taller. Yeah, because, like, as it is, like, my face is sitting... I can't see the camera like this, but my face is sitting here, like, that far forward. So, like, I'm probably not even going to use that cheek rest area. Unless it's, like, substantially... So, Edscar's test of stock length is when you put your arm at a 90 degree, it should be locked into your arm. The problem is the Rayven stock does that. Like, it's touching, but if I want to, like, press into my flesh, it goes at a slight angle. And normally I like that stock test, but on the Rayven, it's too small. Like, I spend all day like this when I have it. It needs a little bit extra. Like a 3-finger. Yeah. And then it puts my face sort of on where the cheek rest should be. Yeah. Okay. I totally didn't even check what the height was supposed to be. Yeah, it can be a little higher. That's not a problem. Okay, so let's go front. See, I don't know. Like, it's kind of fine as it was. Like, the pusher sits too high is the only problem. There's not a lot I can do about that. Nope, piss off. Piss off. Okay, fuck you, apparently. Let's go 30, 32. New body. What if the cheek rest was more a back of the head rest? Bizarre, but possibly. See, this is when I'm really wishing that Edscar was around. Also, I am not at all sure what this is. pretty good, though. Recently I've discovered that, without fail, tofu gives me heartburn. No idea why. But it's like predictable. I sort of just assumed it was a coincidence at first, but okay, so this should be like 17. Or it could just be wider at the top, which wouldn't be a crime, I guess. Nope, not what I wanted. Okay, now, what is the distance between here? Nope, here and here. Fuck you! Here and here. Hey. God, that took way more effort than it had any right to. I just got a message from Rob Lair that started with, "Dear Diary, we must discuss the dicks. My wizard wand, Hogwarts Longbottom the Third." You know what? Not reading the rest of that. That's as much as I want to read. Are you allergic to soy? I hope not. That would suck. Also, hi, cat. I like it, is the thing. Like, I like soy things. Then again, I liked pineapple too until I found out it was trying to murder me. Okay, that's being dramatic. Tofu has nothing specifically against me. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up and see how this line is supposed to line up here. And maybe that will help convince me. Hey, come on. Oh. That was 5. And that gives me plenty of room. So I still have that angle. It's a little higher. 5 mil higher. Let's turn off the other two just so it doesn't freak out at me. Excuse me. You know what, let's make this nice and go for like a 30-degree angle. Why? Why are you like that? $30. And then And this. That's bizarre, but okay. New body. Tried to egg Alice into modeling the whole Rayven, but couldn't convince her. Many fucks given. Yep, they're not wrong. I almost did it. I really like a lot of the lines on this. Full Rayven would have been cool. I mean, yeah, but lots of things would have been cool, but I'm not going to do them. I think, before I make any final decisions on this, I need to spend some more time looking at the components and just figuring out the shape in my head, and maybe bothering Nathan about it, because Nathan is very smart. Whoa, that was quite the fillet right there. See, I don't like that angle. We can do a redo. Like, that shape there is important to me. Let's do one of these. And then we want this 1.75 to match the rest of the shell. And we have to figure out how to connect these. So, like, on the, original, like on the Zeus, it it actually doesn't have any sort of slope on the front, and I kind of dig that, but I don't know how to translate that properly into this design, because like you have this slope here, and I'm sure that there's a way that you could do that. It's just I'm not entirely sure how. Night, Murphy. Thanks for stopping by. Probably gonna end the stream within like half an hour or so. Been going for 2.5 hours, and I'm sort of hitting a block here where I feel I may need to consult with Nathan at the very least. Yeah, I'm tempted to pull the stock in like that much. Like, bring this line like a wall thickness from the back of this pusher. Just a thought, though. Now, the other thing is, I have to figure out exactly where this pusher is going to sit as well. Because as is, that's just sort of a placeholder location. It needs to be shifted forward or backward or something. So I'm not sure. Do people have any thoughts, questions, comments? Is Nathan secretly lurking and willing to help me? Hasbro will make a full auto bullpup. Probably not. Hasbro has like zero consistency. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Thanks for stopping by, Infinity Shark. More hexagons. Yeah, actually, I was gonna experiment with hydro dipping for this particular blaster. Not sure that I'm still gonna make it, but if I do, it'll be interesting. Maybe if bullpup suddenly became trendy. See, what we need is for somebody to get Hasbro hooked on half-length. Soap mask. I don't think soap masking is going to be very practical for doing this pattern. Actually, if I'm being totally honest, I think the best way to go about this would be to laser cut mask and then do it that way, because I really don't think, like all of the options I looked at for doing this, like doing, you can get like hexagonal webbing and just lay that over top, and you can do hydro dipping, but the problem is, as they start to move, they warp, right? Whereas with like a mask, you could either, you know, make this grid, and then lay it down so that it's nice and solid all the way across, and lay that over a darker thing and then spray your lighter over top. Or you could do your lighter and then basically use a transfer mask to do the hex all the way across it. If only you had a laser cutter. Yeah, about that laser cutter. That thing may genuinely kill someone or blind them badly, so I'm really hesitant to use it. I'm kind of tempted to make a dedicated machine, or like a dedicated XY gantry, but I'd have to get some V-slot extrusion and design that. I mean, not that it would be terribly hard. An XY gantry is... I could pretty much do it in my sleep, if I'm being honest. I've already got most of it designed in my head, just from thinking about it just now. But I have to do that and get the parts for it, which I might do. It's not a terrible idea. But I need to source some V-slot extrusion, some proper V-slot, and then figure out what dimensions I want it to be. Grab some belts. I think I have the steppers laying around. But I could do lots of different wood working with that, like laser engraving and... Can you make an XYZ gantry in your sleep? This one time, I had a dream, and in that dream I designed a coil winder, like an automated coil winder, so you could have your wire movement and rotation nicely dialed in. Which actually ties in hilariously with the conversation we had earlier about how sometimes designing things is easier when you're under the influence of various drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Vinyl plotter would handle the endeavor here. Yeah, definitely. And I'd have to get a vinyl plotter, though. Prince temporal parts. I'm actually looking at taking a 3-axis CNC router and converting it to, like, basically putting an A and B axis on it in the corner, so I can do 5-axis stuff. No laser cutter needed for this at all. Yeah, but the thing is, I already have most of the parts to do a laser cutter, and I don't have the parts to do the vinyl cutter. So, weird. Plus, I think a vinyl cutter, the blade would wear down really quickly going through masking tape, I think. It's like how if scissors weren't designed to sharpen themselves as they cut, they would go really dull really fast. It's like cutting paper with a knife is really bad on it. Alright, well, I think I got a really good start on this project, but I have to admit I'm at a loss as to what to do next, just because this transition here between the cheek rest up here and the rest of the body, it's not quite right, and it's bothering me. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, if there's any final thoughts, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna end the stream, and, I still have a bunch of dumplings to eat, and I am probably going to finish my game of Portal before I have to go to sleep, because I think I have work tomorrow, but I'm not sure, so I have to double check that. Yeah. Alright. Design afterburners for it. I like Ravens. I mean, they're garbage, but I like them. Alright. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Where's my OBS? There it is. Get out of my house.